Shalom, everybody, and good morning. Wake up, rise and shine, Boker Tov. It's Purim, and this is a special Purim edition of Rabbi E in 3D. That's the 3D vision. That's the 3D camera work of Rabbi E on this wonderful day of Purim. And I've got coffee here, nothing else. Right now it's morning coffee, but the joy of Purim is making me intoxicated with happiness to share with you some of the beauty of Purim. I was going to say, I'm Donald Trump, and we're going to make the Jewish people great again. Believe me, believe me. And then I was going to say, but Hillary comes in and says the Jewish people are already great. What do we need to make them great again? And maybe Bernie comes and says, we're only 1% of the population. Why do we think we're so great? And okay, I don't know. I'm not going to get into politics. And John Kasich will say, hey, enough silliness. I'm the adult in the room on this holiday. Okay, and then Cruz, I'm still working on my one-liner for Cruz. But in any case, I'm Rabbi E. This is Rabbi E in 3. It's Purim morning, coffee. Smell the coffee and the joy of Purim. Purim is a very special day. Enough of the little silliness for a second. Purim is a day unlike any other day in the Jewish year. The joy, the overflowing openness. Jews have their homes open to each other. They send delicacies, gifts, shalach manos to each other. They might have a l'chaim with each other. They have a feast later, a suda, later in the afternoon. We, with friends, with family. It's a day of light and joy and radiance, almost otherworldly. Almost otherworldly. It really is. I mean, the Jewish mystic, believe me, the mystics say, the Jewish mystics, that is, they say that it's on a higher level than Yom Kippur in a certain way. The illumination of the day. But it's deeper than that. That idea of I'm going to say, believe me, I'm going to sound like Trump. Okay. It's deeper than, what they say is very deep, but there's a reason for it, because what happened in the Purim story? We went from a threat of extinction and extermination to life. There was a person, Haman, an early day Hitler, who was had it planned, signed, sealed, delivered to extinguish, exterminate every Jewish person, man, woman, and child. And the plot was overthrown in an unusual, rapid way. It was a reversal. V'nahafochu. The whole thing turned over. The lots that Haman had cast, the lottery type thing, dice, that he rolled the dice to see which day would be the great one for the destruction, the proper one to destroy the Jews. That became the day we were able to rise up against our enemies and celebrate after we rested from that Purim. It's an incredible day of illumination and joy because we were saved from extinction. And therefore, it represents that holiday throughout our diaspora where we rejoice that God has saved us and preserved us physically. Hanukkah is about the spiritual preservation of the Jewish people. That's more of the emphasis. Purim is the physical preservation. That we've had enemies like Hitler, Haman, and others even today who want to destroy not just Judaism, but every Jewish body. We rejoice with the Jewish body, eating and drinking, and friendship today, unlike any other day. But it's even more than that, because the rabbis tell us that after the Purim events, when we were saved from Haman, we reaccepted in a deeper way the Torah and the commandments. We renewed internally the covenant with God. It's hinted at. It says the kiblu, the Jews received or established and accepted. And the simple meaning of that verse in the book of Esther is they accepted the obligation that Mordechai and Esther told them to, or asked them to keep the days of Purim. But the deeper meaning of that verse, they accepted, kiblu, they accepted and received, established and received to do the mitzvot of the Torah with renewed vigor, to embrace the covenant with God, which they, and we sometimes too, take for granted. So there was a renewed joyous acceptance of Torah and the commandments through the Purim story. That is also adds to the special joy. It's a Kabbalah Torah. It's a day of receiving the Torah, so to speak, deeper into our hearts. And we see that in a beautiful verse. Give me a minute, please, because there's a verse in the Megillah where it says, La Yudim Haiso Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Ikar. The Jewish people had, after they were saved, the Jewish people had light and gladness and joy and honor. And the simple meaning is from being rescued from Haman in the extermination plot. But Rev Yehuda in the Talmud says there's a deeper meaning. The Jews had light. Light refers to Torah. Gladness, simcha, refers to Yom Tov, Jewish holidays. Sason, another word for joy, refers to circumcision. And Yakar, honor, refers to tefillin. So what does that mean? that we were happy because we already had all those things. But because the beautiful idea, because we reaccepted our connection to God and to the mitzvot in a deeper way, our eyes were open to see the beauty of what it means to be a Jewish person, to have the mitzvot to keep. We saw that Torah is light. We saw that tefillin, wearing tefillin is an honor, is a glory. The sign of circumcision is a joyous thing. It's an expression of the covenant between us and God. So in other words, we didn't get anything new out of Purim. Our eyes were open to see anew the beauty of our covenant with God, the beauty of the Torah, the beauty of the mitzvot. Purim's an incredible day. Every family, every city, it says in the book of Esther, the days of Purim will never cease among the Jewish people to rejoice. A little bit of silliness, believe me, a little bit of silliness, but it's a deeper, much, much more serious idea. God's name is not in the book of Esther famously, but we as Jews understood and understand that the meaning of Purim is that even when he's concealed and hidden, and there are times the Torah itself predicts dark times, right when the Torah was given, dark times will come in the Jewish future where God says, I will hide my face. I will seem to conceal, I'll conceal my face, seeming to remove, God forbid, my providence from you, but it's not true. In the ultimate sense, afterwards, we see that God was there. That's what Megillat Esther means, the scroll of Esther. That's the simple meaning of that phrase. But it means also the revelation of what's hidden, what's concealed. Sometimes we go through dark times as individuals or as a people, but Purim is the day where we break through the mask, the veil. We understand and we feel in our bones, and with some wine, bringing out the beauty within us, not the bad stuff within us, with the wine revealing also the secret spark of joy within us. That's what wine on Purim is supposed to help us do. With that, we rejoice on Purim. We renew our own covenant with God. I've talked way too much. Believe me. Have a wonderful Purim. This is my coffee. Later on, God willing, it's wine. Let this be delicacies to you. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Purim. Purim Sameach. Bye.